Another thing I would love to get your insight on, what would you say are some of the biggest mistakes that you've seen either your students or just other people that you know make with their career transitions?
Yeah, that's a really good one. And I've been guilty of that myself. So I can tell you real quick one from my own mistake was when I did have that opportunity to be into a CIO, Chief Information Officer. I'd left the healthcare space, and I was comfortable. I'll be on, very comfortable. I had a lot of people I'd worked with, a lot of good friends I'd worked with, and then had this opportunity to be a chief information officer. I knew wasn't going to happen at the company I was at, but Portia, it was in the financial sector, in financial industry sector, and it was 2007 timeframe, eight. If anybody remembers what was going on around that time, we were having some pretty bad financial things going
Right.
on, and the company was perfect. I was like, oh, great, finally getting this role. Went over there, things were going well. About a year later, boom, the company had been the products they were using or selling really went down and they were acquired. And so there's a lot of duplication of efforts, reduction in force. So I immediately retreated. Let's stay in healthcare. Maybe let's stay focused. But so that was one where I think I probably took an opportunity and not really looking at the industry where I didn't have a lot of my again. I had transferable skills, but it was a bad timing on that particular one. And I think, in general, kind of what I see a lot of times, people, some of the mistakes they make, Portia, especially with students, I think just getting ready to graduate, or maybe even if it's an internship, the biggest thing I would see from them when I would have conversations with them, I think they would sell themselves short. They just didn't think I can't do this, or I don't have that experience, or and I'm like, yeah, yeah, you can. It's okay. They're going to help you learn. You have skills, that you're showing them that you can learn, that you can, that you can be taught. And I think it's just really having that confidence that, yeah, you can take that next step and, and do it. I think a lot of times I see people, I think, get comfortable and they get afraid to make that next step. And that's, it's that comfort zone, right? It's
Mhm.
why they call it the comfort zone, right? So I think that's the biggest thing. And I think that probably the other thing I would see for when people do make that, and I think something I learned too, I think when you make that step is, I think you really need to have kind of a 90-day plan. What do you want to accomplish when you get there? And don't, because next thing you know, they're like, well, why did we hire Wes for this? He hasn't really done anything yet. So I think sometimes we go to a new company where, we kind of get on, kind of coast a little bit. They're going to tell me where I need to do or what we need to do or what I need to do. So I think it's just really, I think, putting a plan together and say, okay, when I get there, I want to accomplish A, B, and C. I want to make connections with these people. I want to make sure the person I'm working for, who may be very different from my previous manager, he or she may, how do you like information given to you? How often do you want to meet? Those sort of things. I think setting those cadences up. So I think just not being afraid to make that move. And then when you do make that move, make sure you have that plan in place to, those first 60, 90 days. What are you going to do when you get there?
Yeah, I think those are all great tips, looking at the industry and the timing, not
Yeah.
selling yourself short, having that confidence, and then making that 90-day plan. One way that we talk about that with our clients, Wes, is I tell them that they need to create their own onboarding plan. And the 90-day plan definitely could be like an offshoot of that, or in addition to that, or perhaps altogether. But I definitely agree with that.